I'm going to discuss the universal law of which we, in this universe, abide by, at least on this planet for sure. Now let me share something with you. You know this law, yet I'd say 99% of the people that I meet actually don't use it to the full extent or use it at all. It is so simple, and you can start using it today. It's going to take practice. I'm going to show you how to do that. Watch what happens, because when you use the universal law, things will flow to you. Be careful with that. It's powerful. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears, live an amazing life, because life is amazing. It's a challenge. We signed up for it. That's not going to change. What are you going to do with it? Acceptance is very important. 2 magic words, what are they? It's not I am, it's let go. Go watch that video, because today we're going to learn how to let go, but we're going to use the number one most powerful universal law. Now, there are multiple universes. How can that be? If a universe is endless, how can there be multiple ones? Well, within universes are different laws and different, let's just say, experiences, adventures. So one universe, which would be endless, has certain laws to abide by to create one adventure, just like we on planet Earth are in a matrix. The matrix is very confining. We're in dense bodies that are so unnatural for us. If you are in or have been in a super awakened state, you know that you actually go outside your body. I do this frequency, and I have done it for years in a state of euphoria that I had to come back from. You don't always stay in those heightened states. Be okay with that. You're not always going to just achieve some level and stay there, just like abundance, health, everything here is a experience that takes you into contrast. So if you had everything and you stayed there, you'd be bored out of your brains. Never forget that one, because it's the contrast that makes the things that you obtain so amazing. The experience is so amazing. If you're unhealthy, when you get healthy, it's so much more amazing than if you were always healthy. You just sort of don't realize how healthy you are all the time. And so these things that we experience on this planet have great purpose, even though they are painful. But that's how we know what we are, because we come from perfection. It's everything. It's just one perfect energy, expanding, experiencing adventure. And you are the illusion of that. You, the human body, not you, the light being. You are the power that flows through everything. Let's talk about the rules, the laws of the universe within the human body that we play out on the planet in the material world, not so material, but we experience that as if it were just as real as anything. All right, so the number one rule is that you cannot want anything to create it. All right, I'm not talking about a desire. A desire is, you picture something. The desire behind it, if it is a want or need in order to be happy, in order to fulfill you, then it doesn't work. Why? Because the message is always the thought and the belief. And if you believe you don't have it, or that you require it to be happy or to be fixed or to whatever, it doesn't come. It may show up and pop in and out a little bit, but then you realize, wait a second, I'm still struggling and suffering. Why? Because I don't believe I have it, and I believe that I have to have that in order to live a certain life, feel a certain way. This is one of the most difficult ones, because in the material world, you know if you don't have it, and it doesn't feel good. Okay, that's okay. So we have to focus then on having it, because even though you're not pretending you have it, you know you have it in a probability that will show up in the material world. So you get excited. It's like having a baby, right? The baby's going to show up at some point. So what do you do between now and then? You buy all the diapers and the little beds and the clothes. You have the parties, you know, and that's exactly how you should, if you want to be effective in your manifesting, treat anything you desire. You know the baby's coming. You're not doubting it. You're pregnant. Well, guys, maybe not you, but I'm just talking about anything that you want to manifest. It's going to show up. Now, we don't always know when the things are going to show up in our manifesting world because things have to align and timing's everything. And you can't know what's going on behind the curtain to know when when the perfect timing is. But you got to let that go. Let go is the two magic words, right? So what are we going to do? We are going to prepare for the very thing that's going to show up. Yeah? You want to prepare for it? So what you do is, instead of focusing on, what do I need to do? Is there a mantra I need to say? Is there a board I need to create? So when most of you guys are doing this, you're not doing it because you think you have it. You're doing it because you think it's something you want to attract. That law of attraction throws people off because the word attract alone really sets you up to believe it's separate from you, and it's not. All right? You're pregnant or you're not. All right? You can't think about getting pregnant. All right? You could, but, and sitting there not doing anything, it was like, okay, what's it take to be pregnant? I guess I better get busy on that one. Same thing with anything you want to manifest. But you have to be pregnant. In other words, you want to know that it is already done and that it's showing up and you prepare for it. That's how you have to proceed. All right? That will make anything appear and it will come in its own form, its own time, because you may not be the person ready for that thing. You haven't learned how to be it. So those 9 months, we're just using this as, my little storyline here. The 9 months you're preparing for the baby, you have to, and you've never been a mom or a dad, you have to figure that out. Because, I can't, baby shows up and I don't know what to do with it, right? You have to feed it. You have to change the poopy diapers. You have to do all these things. So while you're waiting for this thing that you know is showing up, because you know that probability exists, you prepare for it. Because you want to be a responsible, amazing parent when it shows up. Otherwise, you lose the baby. People come in your house and say, you can't handle this, we're taking the baby away. And that's what happens in manifesting. Yeah, pretty simple, right? How do you get past that? I want you to focus 100% on being the person who has that, preparing for it. I want to be a multimillionaire CEO of a company. Well, you probably have to file a S or C Corp, or at least an LLC to start with. And how does that work? All right, how do you build a company? Maybe you should get trained on that. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? So there's a lot of things that have to go behind that, right? Being a parent, you just don't get a baby plopped in. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind that. And you know what? Ladies, I've never been pregnant, but I've never had a baby, but I can tell you what, God bless you, because there's a lot of pain and uncomfortableness that goes along with that before you have the baby. It's not like, oh, I think I'm going to have a baby, boom. And that's how manifesting works too. You have to get uncomfortable with the changes you must make in order to be the parent, to receive the thing. All right? So instead of saying, I wish I had a baby, I wish I had a baby, and you're like, lady, you're pregnant, okay? Quit asking for the baby, you're pregnant. Yeah, you're pregnant. It's coming. What are you going to do to prepare for it? Well, wealthy. I have no clue how to be wealthy. So how do wealthy people act? Like what? Maybe I have to prepare. Maybe there's some things I need to do to be a wealthy person. Yeah, there are. Because guess what? People become wealthy and they lose it. Why? They're not prepared for it. They don't know how to be wealthy. The same thing goes with anything in your life. So, I'm already pregnant. In other words, I already have that which I desire. I don't have to keep attracting it. Mantras, is there something I must do? Should I go into an out-of-body experience? This is real simple stuff. It really is. Now it's tough because, like I said, if you're struggling, but you have to know the probability does exist. So I want you to say, okay, this probability exists. I already am the person that has that, but I have to choose it. I have to prepare for it. I have to be that person. So, I want a thin, fit body. Okay, I know that exists. But if I'm over here eating Cheetos and sitting on my bum, watching, conspiracy theories, I'm not that person. So people miss all of this. It's like, guess what? You have to do that. You have to do what it takes to get here, because it will show up, because now you are living the probability. You're preparing. You're buying the organic foods. You're, exercising. You're weight training. You're whatever you need to do. And then, you adjust, and it takes a while to get used. It takes a while to get the garbage out of your system and stop craving sugar or whatever it is you do. And then you start to become that person, because this person over here doesn't want to eat sweets at all. It doesn't even appeal to them. They would rather go for a run or a walk or play tennis or something else than sit around and watch something on a couch and, eat junk food. And so you have to become that, and it takes a little time. It takes some rewiring, but it takes action. You have to be that person. So this is a very simple equation, but reprogramming is going to be required. Now, if you have taken any of my courses, all I do, especially the Miracle Circle, is reprogramming in a chosen way, not a, you will do this. You will be abundant. It's all your choice. But I teach you through the Master Key System the details of what that entails. We're actually like breaking it down so minutely. You'll spend a whole month on maybe 5 sentences that I break down to show you what it really means and how powerful each one of them are. And you start to shift your mind into that all-knowing, powerful, totally in control of my matrix adventure person. Yet I am in the matrix. You have to accept you're in the matrix. You have to accept that we have stuff going on here. It's a play you don't get out of. So you know what? Those of you who, I want to get out of here. Okay, great. Guess what happens? You go back into the chute and you come back and you start all over again. Ugh. Do you remember that game, Ladders, Chutes and Ladders? And you would like slide to some place, and sometimes it would not be where you want to go. Whoa, okay, I'm out of there. Whew. Okay, great, let's do a life review, and guess what? Boom, you're back in. What? Wait, what happened? I'm back? Ooh, I have to do all of this over again. Oh, I guess I was making progress. I should have stuck with it. Stick with it. Get out of your own, ego and poor little me. I'm so over the poor little me victim stuff. Get in line. Get in line. Eckhart Tolle wanted to kill himself when he was a kid. He was so miserable. His parents were not loving people. So, you know what? Your challenges come in every form, and so you can transcend all of that. So that baby you want to have, you can say, I want a life of peace. I want a life of awakening, of health, and all these other things. So how do I become that? I know it exists. So now I have to prepare for that wealth and health and good relationships and whatever. And so obviously if I don't have it, I'm not behaving like the person who has it. I'm not doing those things. I must be thinking differently or believing differently and acting differently. So all that has to change. And if you don't want to do what it takes, hey, listen, I own multiple online businesses, income streams. It's work, but I love what I do. For me, it's not work. I could work 24/7. It's so much fun. But if you're not willing to do that, that's not your thing, then don't go after it. If you don't want a baby, don't have a baby, right? Go ahead, do something else. Give to other people, start a charity or groups or whatever you want to do. Choose something that you love, because you really have to want that baby. Otherwise, you're going to give it up for adoption, right? Give it to somebody else who loves it and really wants that baby. So if you're going to choose something, make sure you really want the baby and really prepare for that. It's really that simple. Come on over and join the Miracle Circle. $29.95. You've heard this 100 times. I've made it so affordable it isn't funny. And so you can join, you get a whole month of training. You go in and you take the course, at your own pace. And then once a month we get together, we have a Miracle Circle. It's really powerful. Everybody's like, when are we having the Miracle Circle meeting this month? And then it's 1 to 2 hours and we go into the mystical space. You hold that power. And so I help you to tap into that magic, and we create miracles. But you're totally in control of all of that. And then we have to work on this. We have to know it exists and stop thinking that you are less than anything or anyone else. You hold the power of the universe. It's one thing. You're not separate from anything. So be careful about what you think of somebody else in your argument and what you think how things should be. You know what? It's about how we treat each other, and we must go into a space of love, because that's the most expansive miracle space that you can go into. So when you go after your baby, make sure it's with pure love, and you go into a high frequency, and that's a manifestation you definitely want to experience. All right, please subscribe and share these. Is my camera off? I think I'm on an angle or something. Please subscribe and share these. Come on over to Manifest Anything. It's free. I have videos every few days that come over and remind you of how amazing you are. I have a free mobile app down here that you can sign up for. It's really cool. It's called What Am I Manifesting? And all day long you can set alarms that remind you 2 to 4 minutes of me talking, not just, what am I manifesting? It's like, okay, here's what we need to do. Music, it's pretty cool. Tools to manifest anything. This is my mission here. I'm going to keep going. You guys are changing your lives. The feedback you give me is just so amazing, and it really guides me to give you exactly what you're asking for, that you're ready for, and you're whole and perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.